Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the world of rare and valuable. The Liberty Wheat Penny was born out of change, literally and symbolically. Introduced in 1909, the coin was released to mark the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, breaking from the classical imagery of Lady Liberty that had dominated American coinage. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin featured a right-facing portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, while the reverse displayed two stylized wheat ears, framing the words 1 cent, hence the nickname Wheat Penny. The 1958 Wheat Penny is more than just a 1-cent coin. It's the end of an era, the final breath of a beloved design that tells a story stretching back to Abraham Lincoln, World War II, and a country on the brink of great change. Today, we'll unlock the full history, mint secrets, and collector's value of the legendary 1958 Wheat Penny, including how some rare versions can sell for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Let's turn back the clock. The Wheat Penny, officially the Lincoln cent, was introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it featured Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and two wheat ears on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity and the agricultural backbone of America. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, a move that revolutionized American coin design. By 1958, the Wheat Penny had been in circulation for nearly 50 years. That year marked the final mintage of the wheat reverse before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959, commemorating Lincoln's 150th birth anniversary. The 1958 Wheat Penny was the last of its kind, closing a monumental chapter in U.S. coin history. The 1958 Wheat Penny was struck at two major U.S. mint facilities. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, the main hub for production. Denver Mint, identified by a small D mint mark under the date on the obverse. The Philadelphia Mint struck the largest quantity, while Denver's output was slightly smaller. These two locations account for all official 1958 Wheat Pennies. But the story doesn't end there. The geography of circulation saw these coins spread across all 48 U.S. states at the time, eventually making their way around the world in soldiers' pockets, expats', wallets, and collectors' hands. Let's talk mintage. In total, over 1.1 billion wheat pennies were struck in 1958, Philadelphia. 252,425,000 coins, 1958 D, Denver. 800,953,300 coins. Despite the massive mintage, most of these coins were heavily circulated, meaning truly uncirculated pieces have gained considerable value. But here's where things get spicy. 1958 also gave birth to one of the most coveted era coins in American numismatics. Enter the 1958 doubled die obverse, DDO, a rare minting error that caused the date and lettering on the obverse to appear doubled. This coin is extraordinarily rare, with fewer than 3 confirmed examples known to exist. What makes it so valuable? The doubling is clear, dramatic, and visible to the naked eye. In auctions, one of these ultra-rare 1958 double die pennies has sold for over $336,000. It's believed that these errors were caught early, and most were destroyed, but a few escaped. If you find one, you're holding one of the holy grails of coin collecting. Most 1958 wheat pennies found today are in circulated condition, worn, scratched, and dull. In this condition, their value ranges from 1 to 5 cents, depending on the wear. However, uncirculated examples, especially those graded MS65 or higher, can fetch $5 to $25, and even higher if the coin has exceptional luster or red coloration. Grading is crucial here. Collectors hunt for E. Red, RD, bright original copper color, highest value 2. Red-brown, RB, slightly aged, mid-range value 3. Brown, BN, fully toned, lowest collector value. Here are 5 collector-focused traits to look for in the 1958 Wheat Penny series. 1958. Doubled die obverse, DDO, extremely rare and valuable too. 1958 DRPM, repunched mint mark. Common error where the D appears doubled 3. Full red uncirculated MS66+, high-grade copper coins with original red surfaces are highly sought after 4. Proof-like strike characteristics. Some business strikes display deep mirrors and sharp details. Die cracks and cuds. Minor die damage that adds uniqueness for error collectors. 1951 Liberty Wheat Penny, the coin. Hiding in your change worth big money, in your spare change or tucked away in an old coin jar, you might just have a 1951 Liberty Wheat Penny. But is it just another copper coin, or could it be a silent treasure? While millions were struck, a rare few could fetch hundreds, even thousands today. This isn't just any penny. It carries the legacy of post-war America, secret mint marks, and even hidden minting flaws. Today, we're diving deep into the complete story behind the 1951 wheat penny, its geography, its history, circulation secrets, and the surprising value of uncirculated gems. Paragraph 1. Historical background. The 1951 wheat penny, officially called the Lincoln cent, emerged during a transformative time in American history. The country was entrenched in the early Cold War era, rebuilding global alliances after Domestically, the economy was booming and coinage was in high demand. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the wheat penny had already been in production since 1909. By 1951, it retained its iconic imagery: Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the twin wheat ears on the reverse, symbolizing America's agrarian roots and industrial power. This penny wasn't just currency, it was part of American identity. Geography of minting. Where was it made? The 1951 wheat penny was minted at 3 key U.S. locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint left its mark, or lack thereof, on the coin. Philadelphia minted coins carry no mint mark, a tradition that persisted for decades. Denver issues are marked with a D, while San Francisco pieces carry an S. This geographical variation plays a critical role in rarity and value. The San Francisco Mint, winding down its production in the coming years, issued fewer pennies, making some S-marked coins more desirable to collectors, especially in high grades, mintage, and circulation numbers. Let's talk numbers. In total, over 1.6 billion 1951 wheat pennies were produced. Philadelphia, no mint mark, 284,576,000. Denver, D, 355,000. San Francisco, S, 136,000, 10,000. While the Denver Mint led in sheer volume, it's the San Francisco and Philadelphia issues in high-grade uncirculated condition that draw collector attention. Due to heavy use in circulation, most 1951 pennies are now worn, scratched, or discolored, making pristine examples increasingly rare. Circulated vs. uncirculated. What's the difference? So, how do you tell if your 1951 penny is just pocket change or a hidden gem? Circulated coins typically show smooth edges, faded details in Lincoln's hair, or wear on the wheat stalks. These are common and usually worth between 3 to 10 cents. But uncirculated coins, those that were never used in commerce, retain their original red or red-brown luster. These mint state coins are graded from MS60 to MS67 and beyond. A 1951 penny graded MS67 red by PCGS or NGC can sell for $100–600, with rare specimens surpassing $1,000 at auction, especially for the scarcer San Francisco Mint. Key varieties and mint errors. Beyond standard issues, collectors are always hunting for mint errors and varieties. Look out for doubled dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks, RPMs, especially on Denver or San Francisco coins. These anomalies, caused during the striking process, can dramatically increase a coin's value. A well-preserved 1951D with a repunched mint mark, for example, can fetch $75 to $150 depending on condition. And then there are the elusive 1951 BIE errors, a small die break between the B and E in Liberty that resembles an I. These oddities are prized among error collectors. Metal composition and design legacy. The 1951 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. Its warm copper hue and simple elegance are hallmarks of pre-1982 Lincoln cents. The reverse wheat design would only last until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. That makes 1951 part of the final decade of wheat ears cents, highly collectible as a result. Brenner's design, with its deep historical roots, continues to charm collectors, not just for aesthetics, but for what it represents, a century of American resilience and honor. Here's a long-form, detailed script about the 1946 American history in your hand. The 1946 Liberty Wheat Penny is more than just copper and zinc. It's a tangible connection to a world reshaping itself after the chaos of World War II. This modest coin, often overlooked in the pockets of millions, was struck at a time when America was transitioning from war to peace, and its very metal content, design, and widespread circulation tell stories far beyond its face value. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a beginner drawn to the world of wheat pennies, the 1946 issue offers a fascinating case study in history, mint geography, condition values, and hidden treasures. Paragraph 1. Historical context. Struck. In 1946, the Liberty Wheat Penny, more formally known as the Lincoln Wheat Cent, was minted just 1 year after the end of World War II. Designed by Victor David Brenner and first issued in 1909, the Lincoln Cent was already a well-established coin, but the 1946 edition is particularly notable because it marked the return of the copper composition after the brief switch to steel cents in 1943 due to wartime metal shortages. With the war over and industry normalizing, the U.S. Mint resumed copper-based coinage, though with a reduced purity, 95% copper and 5% zinc, which would remain standard until 1982. On the obverse, we see President Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the word liberty on his left, and the motto "In God We Trust" arching above his head. The date 1946 appears to his right, and if present, a mint mark sits just below the date. The reverse showcases two wheat stalks framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, along with E pluribus unum at the top. The reverse design, often called the wheatback or wheat ears, was symbolic of agricultural prosperity and unity, and it remained in use until 1958. Paragraph 3. Mint marks and geographic locations. In 1946, the U.S. Mint struck wheat pennies at 3 major locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S. Additionally, there exists a less common, highly collectible proof strike from Philadelphia, with no mint mark. Here's a breakdown. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, 991, 655,000 coins. Denver Mint, D, 315,690,000 coins. San Francisco Mint, S, 198,800, 100,000 coins. Philadelphia Proofs, no mint mark, 50,000 struck for collectors. These figures place the 1946 wheat penny among the most mass-produced coins of the era, particularly from Philadelphia, making circulated examples very common. However, mint marks and condition levels greatly affect collector interest and value. Paragraph 4. Circulated coin conditions. Most 1946 wheat pennies found in circulation today are in well-worn condition, often graded between good, G4, and very fine, VF20. These coins are typically worth just a few cents to perhaps 25 cents, largely due to the high mintage and continued use throughout the mid-20th century. Still, collectors often seek better examples, especially coins with strong details in Lincoln's hair and coat, clear wheat lines on the reverse, and minimal corrosion or toning. Even circulated coins with a bold S mint mark or strong D strike can attract interest from regional collectors. When it comes to uncirculated coins or mint state, MS grades, the value of a 1946 wheat penny climbs significantly. For example, an MS63 red 1946D can sell for around $7 to $12, while MS65 red specimens may reach $40 or more depending on eye appeal. The Philadelphia Mint 1946 penny, although common, is valued in higher grades due to its vibrant red copper tone when preserved properly. The San Francisco S version is the scarcest among the standard strikes and commands a premium in MS condition, with MS66 red examples occasionally surpassing $100, particularly those with PCGS or NGC certification. Paragraph 6. Error coins and rare variants. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1946 wheat penny is the possibility of minting errors. Some rare examples include doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and repunched mint marks, RPMs, especially on the Denver and San Francisco issues. For instance, a 1946 D RPM where the D mint mark was stamped more than once in different positions is a known collectible variety. These errors can boost a coin's value from a few cents to hundreds of dollars, depending on visibility, rarity, and condition. Always consult a reputable error coin guide or have it graded by a professional. For collectors, the 1946 wheat penny offers a great starting point. It's affordable in most conditions, yet offers depth for advanced collectors seeking flawless examples, full red coloration, or rare varieties. Market trends indicate steady demand, especially for uncirculated coins and certified MS65+ grades. Proof examples from Philadelphia, while not widely known, are also increasing in value and rarity as complete Lincoln cent sets grow in popularity. Coin roll hunting through old penny jars or estate sales may still yield high-grade examples, particularly in less searched regions. Paragraph 8. Final thoughts and legacy. The 1946 Liberty Wheat Penny stands as a humble yet meaningful coin, a symbol of post-war America's optimism and resilience. While millions were produced, not all have survived in pristine form, making high-grade and rare error variants prized by collectors. Whether you're drawn to its history, the hunt for hidden errors, or the joy of completing a date and mint mark set, the 1946 wheat penny offers something for everyone. So next time you find a worn cent with Lincoln's gaze and wheat stalks on the back, take a second look. You might just be holding a miniature relic of a transformative era. Would you like this script adjusted for voiceover, made into a YouTube video format, or split into sections with visual suggestions? Haitian, the 1952 Liberty Wheat Penny is more than just a 1-cent piece. It's a silent witness to a pivotal moment in U.S. history. Minted during the post-World War II economic boom and right at the heart of America's Cold War anxieties, this modest coin encapsulates a nation in transition. Today, collectors seek it not only for its age, but for its symbolism, variations, and enduring beauty. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a curious beginner, the 1952 wheat penny deserves a closer look. You ever held a tiny copper coin and felt like you were holding a fragment of American history? The 1952 Liberty Wheat Penny is more than just a 1-cent piece. It's a silent witness to a pivotal moment in U.S. history. Minted during the post-World War II economic boom and right at the heart of America's Cold War anxieties, this modest coin encapsulates a nation in transition. Today, collectors seek it not only for its age, but for its symbolism, variations, and enduring beauty. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a curious beginner, the 1952 wheat penny deserves a closer look. The 1952 wheat penny was struck during President Harry S. Truman's final year in office. America was rebuilding post-World War. The Korean War was still active, and Cold War tensions were mounting. Amid these global tremors, the U.S. Mint quietly continued producing Lincoln wheat pennies, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features a right-facing bust of Lincoln with the motto, "In God We Trust," above, "Liberty," to the left, and the date, 1952, to the right. The reverse displays two stylized wheat ears framing the inscriptions, "1 cent," and "United States of America," alongside the Latin motto, "E pluribus unum," on's geograph. The 1952 wheat penny was minted at 3 key U.S. facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark. These mints represent 3 distinct geographical centers of American coin production. Philadelphia, the nation's first mint, produced the largest share, while Denver and San Francisco supplemented the demand. Each mint had unique production methods and die handling protocols, which led to subtle variations and potential mint errors, of particular interest to collectors. Paragraph 4. Mintage figures in circulation. In total, the U.S. Mint produced over 1 billion wheat pennies in 1952. Philadelphia, no mint mark. Approximately 186,956,980 coins. Denver, D mint mark. Approximately 746,130,000 coins. San Francisco, S mint mark. Approximately 137,800,004 coins. These Figures reflect massive post-war circulation needs, driven by inflation, suburbanization, and the booming consumer economy. The Denver Mint vastly outproduced the others, making the 1952 D the most common. Coins were struck on bronze planchets, 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc, typical of the pre-1982 penny composition. Paragraph 5. Condition and grading. Circulated. Circulated 1952. Wheat pennies are still found in old coin jars, estate sales, and pocket change. In lower grades like good, G4, or very fine, VF20, these coins are typically worth 5 to 15 cents. However, factors like luster, strike sharpness, and surface marks can influence value. Coins from heavily used dies may show weaker detail, especially in Lincoln's hair or the wheat stalks. Despite their commonness, collectors appreciate even circulated examples for their historical charm and durability. Paragraph 6. Uncirculated and mint state value. Uncirculated, 1952 wheat pennies, especially those graded MS63 to MS67, hold much greater appeal and value. Red designation, RD, is especially sought after, referring to coins that retain their original coppery brilliance. In MS65 red, a 1952 penny might fetch $10–25, while MS67 RD examples, particularly with full luster and minimal blemishes, can reach $300 or more, depending on the mint mark. Among all, the 1952 S in high-grade red condition is scarcer and commands a premium. PCGS and NGC certified examples have sold at auction for record highs when the coin displays immaculate surfaces. Mint errors. Popular varieties include off-center strikes, double die obverses, DDO, BIE die breaks, a small die crack between the B and E in Liberty, and repunched mint marks, RPM, especially from the Denver and San Francisco mints. A dramatic DDO or RPM in mint state can increase a coin's value significantly, sometimes up to 500 plus, if certified and clearly visible. As with all error coins, scarcity and eye appeal drive collector interest. Paragraph 8. Closing thoughts and collector tips. The 1952 Liberty Wheat Penny is a foundational coin for any U.S. copper collection. It offers a rich blend of history, geographic variety, and collectible depth. Whether found in a family heirloom jar or purchased in a certified holder, each 1952 penny links us to a transformative era in American history. If you're collecting these coins, look out for mint mark varieties, high-grade red specimens, and interesting errors. Even though this penny is modest in face value, it holds a timeless place in the hearts of collectors, and a potential treasure in the right condition. Would you like me to adapt this into a voiceover script or YouTube-friendly format next?
1957, Liberty Wheat Penny, often overlooked as mere pocket change, is now a silent symbol of a powerful economic era, a coin that echoes the legacy of Lincoln, the might of American mints, and the dying breath of the legendary wheat reverse design. Today, we crack open the story behind the 1957 wheat cent, one of the final links to a golden by the hands of millions, yet few knew they held a piece of living history. The 1957 Liberty Wheat Penny, often overlooked as mere pocket change, is now a silent symbol of a powerful economic era, a coin that echoes the legacy of Lincoln, the might of American mints, and the dying breath of the legendary wheat reverse design. Today we crack open the story behind the 1957 wheat cent, one of the final links to a golden age of U.S. coinage. History of the 1957 wheat penny, paragraph 2. The 1.95 penny was struck during the penultimate year of the Lincoln wheat reverse series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this penny features the iconic right-facing profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. The reverse proudly displays two stalks of wheat, a representation of prosperity and the American agricultural backbone. At this point in time, the U.S. economy was booming post-Korean War, and coin production was ramped up to match the consumer demand in the Eisenhower era. The 1957 wheat penny was minted exclusively in bronze, 95% copper, with the remainder tin and zinc, adding a rustic richness to its hue. The 1957 Liberty Wheat Penny was minted in two primary U.S. mint locations, Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from Philadelphia bear no mint mark and are the most numerous. The Denver Mint, denoted with a small d below the date, produced a significant portion as well. While no coins were struck in San Francisco this year, since the San Francisco Mint had already ceased routine cent production after 1955, Philadelphia and Denver carried the full weight of production. Together, they flooded the nation with billions of these bronze cents. The sheer number of 1957 wheat pennies produced is astounding. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 282 million coins, while the Denver Mint added more than 1.05 billion, making the 1957 D one of the most common wheat cents ever made. These coins were used daily by Americans, handed to grocers, slotted into jukeboxes, and dropped into piggy banks from coast to coast. The coin's ubiquity in the late 1950s makes it a perfect time capsule of American spending habits, representing an era when a penny still uncirculated condition and collector demand. Paragraph 5. While the coin was mass-produced, uncirculated examples tell a different story. In mint state condition, especially grades MS65 and above, 1957 wheat pennies can command respectable value due to their luster, strike sharpness, and minimal contact marks. Red designated coins, which retain their original copper brilliance, are especially coveted. Collectors often seek mint state red, MS65RD specimens certified by PCGS or NGC. The Philadelphia strikes are more abundant in higher grades, but high-grade 1957D examples can fetch competitive prices, particularly with full mint luster and divariations.m. Though not as famous as 1955's dramatic double die, the 1957 wheat penny offers its own surprises. At least 4 known varieties and errors have been documented. Repunched mint marks, RPM, especially on 1957D, where the D was stamped more than once, slightly misaligned. Die cracks, often appearing near Lincoln's profile or along the wheat stalks. Off-center strikes, some coins show misalignment, typically by 5% to 15%. BIE error, a common die break between the letters B and E in Liberty, creating what looks like an I. These minor minting works are treasures to numismatists and can significantly increase the coin's market value, especially in uncirculated condition. Where they traveled, the penny's geographic life. Paragraph 7. Once released, the 1957 penny traveled far beyond the mint. From small-town diners in Kansas to booming steel towns in Ohio, these coins flowed through the arteries of American commerce. Soldiers carried them overseas in their pockets, while school children used them for milk and bubble gum. It wasn't just a coin, it was an economic tool that served across all 48 states, making its way into change jars, register tills, and government transactions. Today, many are found in old mason jars, estate collections, and even international flea markets, testament to their long global journey. Then the 1957 Liberty Wheat Penny stands near the end of an American coinage legacy. Just 1 year later, in 1959, the wheat reverse would be retired in favor of the Lincoln Memorial design, marking a new chapter in cent history. But for collectors and historians alike, the 1957 wheat penny remains a beautiful remnant of America's industrial age, a coin crafted in massive numbers yet still capable of telling personal and national stories. Whether gleaming red in a collector's case or tarnished brown in a forgotten drawer, this little copper coin holds weight far beyond its face value. Would you like this script formatted for a YouTube video with voiceover cues or subtitles? Or should I add visual suggestions or background music themes?
Her wondered if it's worth more than just 1 cent? Well, if you're holding a 1951 wheat penny, you might be surprised. Behind this humble coin lies a fascinating journey through post-war America, steel presses, copper shortages, and minting, quirks that collectors hunt for even today. In this video, we're diving deep into the 1951 Liberty Wheat Penny. Its hidden history, the U.S. mints that struck it, its condition-based value, and why it still holds a special place in numismatic circles. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just curious about what's hiding in your change jar, this is one penny you'll want to know everything about. History and context. The 1951 wheat penny, officially known as the Lincoln cent, was part of a coin series first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin famously features Lincoln's bust on the obverse and two wheat ears flanking the words 1 cent on the reverse, a design in use until 1958. By 1951, America was deep into the post-WPI recovery era. The U.S. economy was booming, the Cold War was heating up, and coins were being struck in large quantities to meet increasing demand from a growing population and economy. The wheat penny was a workhorse of American commerce. But the 1951 issue has more to tell than just economic growth. It reflects mid-century minting practices and regional coin production as well. Geography of mint locations. 4 variants. In 1951, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln wheat pennies at 4 different facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, and unusually, some errors or anomalies related to restrikes or restrikes with altered dies have been found, often confused with mint errors, but from manipulated dies in secondary markets. The standard mint marks include 1951, no mint mark, struck in Philadelphia, the original U.S. Mint. Over 284 million of these were minted, making them quite common, but uncirculated examples with deep red luster are still highly desirable. 1951D, minted in Denver, Colorado, with over 625 million pieces struck. This is by far the most common 1951 penny, and often appears in circulated condition, though red MS-65 examples are popular at auctions. 1951S, coming from San Francisco, this mint struck just under 136 million coins. While still not rare in circulated grades, the San Francisco Mint had slightly different striking characteristics, sometimes producing weaker strikes that affect collectability. 1951 Proof Coin, Philadelphia. Though no official mint mark, the Philadelphia Mint also struck around 57,500 proof pennies in 1951. These proof coins were specially made for collectors, using polished dies and planchets for exceptional detail and finish. Circulation versus uncirculated condition. In circulation, most 1951. Wheat pennies show considerable wear, soft rims, smooth high points on Lincoln's hair and jawline, and darkened or brown toning. These are typically worth between 3 and 10 cents depending on condition and mint mark. However, uncirculated coins, especially those graded MS-63 and higher, command significantly higher prices. A 1951D or 1951S in red uncirculated condition, RD, can fetch $5 to $20. A Philadelphia struck 1951 wheat penny graded MS-67 plus red can go for over $150, while proof examples in pristine PR-66 plus red condition have been auctioned for over $400. The color grade, brown, BN, red-brown, RB, or red, RD, heavily influences value in uncirculated coins. Rare errors and collectible variants. Though the 1951 wheat penny isn't generally considered a key date, several error types have been documented that make them extremely collectible. These include off-center strikes, double dies, especially DDOs on the obverse, and BIE errors. Tiny die breaks between the B and E of Liberty, creating what looks like an I. Another popular variety is the repunched mint mark, RPM, found in some Denver and San Francisco issues. Collectors love these minting quirks, and high-grade error coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands depending on rarity and eye appeal. Minting process and composition details. The 1951 wheat penny retained the classic pre-war composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. By 1951, mints were recovering from the zinc-coated steel cents of 1943 and had returned to stable copper-based alloys. The mints used high-speed presses, and quality control was increasingly mechanized, but inconsistencies still occurred, especially with planchet preparation and die fatigue. These imperfections are the backbone of the error coin market today. For collectors, the 1951 wheat penny offers both an affordable entry point and an opportunity to search for hidden gems. While common in low grades, sharp-eyed collectors cannot find rare varieties or high-grade examples in rolls, estate collections, or forgotten coin jars. Always verify authenticity and condition through reputable dealers or third-party graders like PCGS or NGC. Market demand for wheat pennies remains strong due to their historical appeal and accessible pricing. A complete mint mark set, including Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, and a proof, makes for a beautiful, educational collector's goal. So next time you find a 1951 wheat penny in your pocket or in a collection, don't dismiss it. There's more to this coin than meets the eye, from its journey through 4 mints to its colorful copper tones and fascinating error stories. Whether circulated or uncirculated, it tells a tale of American industry, history, and hidden value. If you've got one of these coins, drop a comment below and let us know where it came from. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the world of valuable coins. Until next time, keep collecting and keep your eyes on your change. Would you like this script converted into a teleprompter-friendly format or with visual cues for your video editing? Haran, just 1 cent? The 1956 Liberty Wheat Penny is one of those coins that might just turn your pocket change into a collector's dream. With a fascinating backstory tied to post-war America, multiple mint locations, and valuable uncirculated examples, this tiny coin carries a rich legacy. Let's dive deep into the 1956 wheat penny, its full history, mint details, geography, circulation mysteries, and what makes some versions worth hundreds today. The 1956 wheat penny was minted during President Dwight D. Eisenhower's administration, a time of American optimism, Cold War tensions, and economic growth. It was one of the last issues of the beloved wheat ear reverse design, which had graced the back of Lincoln's cents since 1909, in honor of the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1956, the Lincoln cent was not just currency, it was a patriotic symbol, circulating in the hands of a booming post-World War II generation. This penny was struck during a period when America was heavily industrialized, and coin production was at full speed to meet rising economic demand. But what makes 1956 truly special is what lies behind the mints and the conditions under which these coins survived. Section 2. Mint marks and geographical production, 1 to 31-30. There were 2 major mints that produced the 1956 wheat penny. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. Over 420 million coins were struck here. These coins carry no mint mark, as was standard for Philadelphia at the time. Despite the large numbers, high-grade uncirculated examples are far less common. Denver Mint Mar produced 1,098 201,100 pennies. Yes, over 1 billion coins. These have a clear D mint mark under the date. Denver coins were well struck. Overall, and mint state examples from Denver are easier to find but still prized in top condition. Interestingly, there are no known San Francisco issues for 1956, as that mint ceased regular cent production in 1955. This makes the Denver and Philadelphia coins the only 2 geographical sources for 1956 wheat cents. In total, nearly 1.5 billion wheat pennies were minted in 1956, making it one of the most heavily struck years in the entire wheat series. These coins were used in daily commerce for decades, from soda machines to lunch counters, and most show heavy signs of wear today. Yet collectors have discovered that not all 1956 pennies are created equal. Some rare varieties and mint errors from 1956 are shockingly valuable. 1956 DD-RPM, repunched mint mark. A clear doubling of the D mint mark. Some in high grade can fetch $50 150 plus. 1956 double die obverse, DDO. Although scarce, any doubling in the lettering or date can skyrocket value. Circulated examples are usually worth 2 to 10 cents, depending on condition. Uncirculated, MS-65 red versions can bring in $10–30, while high-end MS-67 specimens can cross the $200 mark, especially with full luster and perfect strike. Uncirculated 1956 wheat pennies are sought after for their bright red copper color, which fades quickly in circulation. In numismatics, color matters. Red RD designations fetch the highest values, followed by red-brown, RB, and finally brown, BN. Grading is key. MS60 to MS63, good for starters but lower in value. MS64 to MS66, preferred by most collectors. MS67 RD or higher, exceptionally rare and valuable. often slabbed by PCGS or NGC. Also, full strike examples, with sharp wheat stalks and defined Lincoln details, are highly prized. These coins can still be found in old coin jars, estate sales, and bankrolls. So, if you come across a shiny 1956 penny with a strong D or perfect surfaces, don't ignore it. Scarce in daily circulation, 1956 coins, especially in higher grades, are steadily rising in demand. If you're collecting, look for untoned red specimens with no spots or scratches. Consider searching for the DD repunched mint mark varieties. Use a magnifier or loupe to examine date and mint marks carefully. Store uncirculated coins in protective holders or slabs. Many collectors also aim to complete a full wheat penny year set, and 1956 is one of the more accessible but essential keys to this timeline. Even though it's not as rare as the 1909 SVDB or 1914D, its availability in high grade makes it a must-have for serious Lincoln cent collectors. So next time you're going through old coins or pocket change, keep an eye out for the 1956 Liberty Wheat Penny. Whether it's a circulated Denver Mint or a brilliant Philadelphia uncirculated beauty, each one is a piece of American history, and maybe even a treasure in disguise. Have you found a 1956 penny with a mint error? Drop a comment below and let us know your story. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into rare and valuable coins. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your next coin be a hidden gem you like.